The arrest, pretty scary.
It was. It was, but when you are young,
Yeah.
you have ideology, you have ideal about what you want. At the time, I remember we didn't really care if even we lose our lives, and we didn't care, and we didn't even thought about the next step and what is going to happen to us. We wanted good changes for people. We wanted good changes for the country. We wanted to be involved, contribute, you know. I remember sometimes we spent hours and hours just helping farmers to do, you know, their little farming stuff, and we didn't even know how to do that. We could even hurt
But you
ourselves.
still tried because you
tried.
wanted to help.
Yes, in any ways we wanted to help others.
You're arrested, and if I'm not mistaken, you only thought you'd have like a 1-year sentence,
Yes.
as we were discussing, and the conditions in the jail were unbelievable.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had a very hard time. Most of people, they didn't really get released after they spend all this time that they're supposed to be. But they kept us for a longer time, and sometimes we got a new sentence without any trial.
Much of your artwork, you have a section in your exhibit, the prison pictures.
Yes.
I guess memories that you had. How hard is that to draw pictures that reflect that part of your life?
Actually, for a long time, I didn't want even to talk about this. For 17 years, it had effect on my art. You could see it here and there in my images and my paintings that I have had the experience there. But what later came out as the prison pictures, it was a project I was working on to bring out all the memories, all the stuff in my unconscious about the effect I got through that experience. And then I put all of them on paper with quick sketches it was really a new experience to see all those things that I was even not willing to talk about it, to bring it out and show it to other people. So I would say it was a revolution in my art to be so straight, to show my background, to show myself, my experience to other people straightly.
You, in looking at some of the material that I was very fortunate to read about you, you were in a cell that was very small.
Yes.
With quite a few people.
Yes.
What are some of the numbers?
Yeah, there were times that we were only they kept us in a very small cell, 25 to 30 people in one spot, and the door was closed, and we couldn't have a normal life, and we couldn't go to bathroom, for example, except 3 times a day. But at that time, I could say one of the best time in my life was that time. It might surprise you because
it does, because I read about it, and tell us why.
Because I know that people say, why? How could you say that the best time of your life in prison? It's only because when I go back and look at it, it's because only we were so pure in relationship. We were so unselfish. How should I say
Selfless,
that? Selfless,
I guess.
yeah. And we were helping each other. We could share anything we had. Like we had a few books, we shared them. We managed ourselves to learn things from each other. So any language somebody knew, we were learning that. Excuse me. So it was a time that it was pure relationship, human relationship, regardless of any kind of materialistic world. So I would say the reason I say I enjoy that, because we really grew of being there with no materialistic possibilities, but only with pure human relationship.
What if someone got sick? What would happen?
Well, we had if it was serious, we had some prisoners who were doctors, and they were working in prison, so they could take care of them.
And family visits were very infrequent?
Yeah, usually twice a month, but sometimes when we were under punishment, we couldn't see them for a few months.
You get released after 5 years.
Yes, that's
expecting
true.
1 year, and it went on to 5 years.
Yeah, because I get another sentence for 5 years. So after a few months, when my sentence came to the person who was in charge of
Sure.
the
And you said it's
prison,
one judge and you.
yes, it was only one judge and me. There was no real trial or
Right.
lawyer, nothing. No.
So you're released, and you're in. Oh, you try to become a teacher again, and that's not possible.
Yeah, I wanted to teach again, but when I went to follow up, they said I cannot work as a teacher anymore
Because of the prison stint.
Yes, that was kind of rule.
core of it.
Any person who came out of prison as a political activist, they didn't allow them to work.
How long did you stay in Iran after you were released from prison before you came to the United States?
It was 8 years.
8 years.
After.
And did you start you continued your drawing and your painting there?
Oh, exactly. Yes.
And you did have an exhibit in Tehran in, was it
Museum of
93?
Fine Arts. Yeah, there was a competition in Museum of Fine Art, and I got in for that time.
And so you come to the States 11 years ago. You continued the art, drawing.
Yes, I immediately I bought some stuff for drawing and painting, and I had an exhibition in Houston, Texas. It was a group exhibition.
Well, you came to the States. Where did you land when you came to the States?
Well, actually, yeah, I was living in Houston, Texas for 3 years. Then I moved to California, and I started to have show in Pomona, and then I took some trips to Canada and Sweden, and I had some shows in those countries.
Now, how did the Sweden exhibit come to be?
There was a conference, and then there was a gallery in a university, and I participated there. And actually, in that country, I met one of the best, one of the famous Iranian artists, Mokarrameh, who just passed away a few days ago, unfortunately. And that was one of my very unique experience to meet a woman like her.